for the first couple of months, you'd be good. And every time I go up there, it is nice and chill. So maybe it would be a bad thing to move up there then, because then I wouldn't be able to like move away from the country to chill in the country. If that makes sense. So if I like lived out in a rural area, then I wouldn't be able to go rural to be able to move away from my regular life. I would have to like go into the city to move away from the regular life, which I don't know if that would be relaxing or not. Maybe it would be. Maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. I haven't tried it before. It's been quite a while since I've lived in a rural area. It's probably... Well, how old am I? 22? 21. 22. Probably been like 14 years since I lived in a rural area. Back then I lived in... Have I shown this one before? I don't know. I feel like I might be saying stuff I've said in the past before, but this is what happens when I don't have a producer or a guest. Glenwood. Great place. It's going to be a picture of a tree. No, not Glenwood, New South Wales. That's a much nicer one. Glenwood, Queensland. Close. Didn't show a picture of a tree, but there are lots of trees in the pictures. All of the pictures here are of property. Okay, yeah, that also sums up pretty well. Rainbow lorikeets. There's lots of those. They're a really annoying parrot, but they are pretty. They're like, yeah. I don't think it's just the males that are rainbows. I think they're all rainbows. I'm pretty sure. I've never looked into the differences between a male and a female rainbow lorikeet, but I know with things like budgies, the prettier ones are the males, and that's typically true for most bird species. Typically, the prettier ones are the males for however that ended up happening. Anyway, most of the picture. Okay, yeah, that also sums up Glenwood pretty well. So we have fires, and we have houses and trees. That's pretty much all of Glenwood that exists. Now I know that I have scrolled through this before and found where I used to live. You know, we're gonna try that. Glenwood, Queensland, Ward Street. I don't know if I've tried it on the show before. Ah, that was quick. 314 Ward Street. Perfect. Realestate.com. Can we find pictures of the inside of the house? Is that a thing? Yes, there is. We're going to look through the pictures inside the house. So yeah, this is the place that I grew up in. I think the pictures... I haven't looked at these in a long time. So if you go like down off past this way, yeah, you can see my cursor. Down past the back of the house, there's like a big dip, basically, and it goes down to like a lake. And we also had 2 water tanks. And also under this house, there were lots of spiders that lived there as well. But this property actually, it wasn't originally here. This one came from Gympie. So we put the house on a truck and then shipped it out to Gympie, shipped it out from Gympie into the middle of nowhere in Glenwood. So let's just look through the rest. So we have a shed. Oh, right. No, that was a, I think, yeah, I do remember that. There was a chicken coop off to the side here as well. And this is just, you know, a shed. Nothing too special about this. Just backyard. Down here, there was the lake we had. Oh, I have not looked inside this house in a long time. This is going to look, very interesting. So, Jesus Christ, this house was ugly. But it's got a certain charm to it. There's a certain charm about these older country houses. Gympie itself is still pretty rural. Not as rural as Glenwood, but still pretty bad. Oh lord. I forgot the wall. Wait, were they blue when I lived there? I don't remember. I know that when we first moved in, this used to be a big wall here. But we ended up stripping out the wall so we could open up the lounge room to... I think there's a dining room on the other side here. The kitchen... Oh, the kitchen. The kitchen. I think the toilet might have been... Is that corrugated iron? I think that's corrugated iron behind the toilet. I don't remember that. Maybe it was always like that. But I think this basin was upgraded since I was living there. The shower still looks like a shower. It's a bath-shower combo thing, which is pretty common in some of the older places. A lot of them didn't have a separate shower. That's sort of a relatively new thing. Like, new, I say new, it's sort of like a thing for houses built post-90s that ended up happening. Pre-90s, a lot of the time, when they did have a shower, it was sort of like built into the bath as well. Oh lord, this is ugly. Yeah, so here's the kitchen here, and this is the like, God, I remember this. This liner was ugly. I think the floors haven't been cleaned properly in a while because those I don't remember looking that bad. Now I might just remember it with rose-colored glasses, but I remember the floors being pretty nice most of the time. And this place looks like it's falling apart now. So, oh yeah, okay. So back when I was living here, we had a big deep freezer sitting right here, and right here was actually a window into my sister's room. Now, why was there a window into a room? I don't know, but there was. So, people, you could, climb out of the room and just sneak off somewhere if you wanted to. Now, I don't know why it was like that, but you could. And I think this door right here, the one next to the bathroom, I think this door would have been a door into my room, if I recall correctly. I think this is a picture of the master bedroom. Jesus Christ, this is an ugly house looking back at it. These are some bad pictures. I think, is there going to be a floor plan? Maybe. Is that a built-in, wait, is that built-in wardrobe always there? It might have been. So I think that's a wardrobe there, but you can see how badly it was installed. Like, I think they might have just done this themselves, or it might have been there when I was living there. I can't recall this. This would have been my parents' room, I reckon. Then we have another closet of some sort. I don't remember this. Maybe this is some sort of... Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Picture outside the house. And back in the shed. Jesus Christ, this shed is falling apart. Do we have a floor plan? No, it doesn't look like we have a floor plan, sadly. How much is this property? It doesn't tell us either. Wait, it should tell us what it sold for. No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, we don't have information on past sales of this property. So, yeah, that was the property that I grew up in. At least, well, that I spent a lot of... It wasn't the first place that I was born. It wasn't the first place I was born. It wasn't the place I was born in, but this is where I spent, I think, from when I was around 3 or 4 to when I was 8. So really, it wasn't even that long of my childhood, but it was the time that I was living in Queensland, and that time is still pretty, at least pretty vivid in my mind. I do want to eventually move back into a rural area, probably not into Glenwood, just because when Queensland floods, fire, anything else really bad, basically Glenwood kind of gets the worst of it because it's in a bowl, so if it floods, well, you're screwed. And when there's a fire, eventually the smoke will settle in the bowl, and the fires are obviously a big problem as well because you're in basically a rainforest. But besides that, also the hail is pretty bad. You'll get baseball-sized hail as well. Wait, did they still have the deck there? Back when I was... There wasn't... Wait, is that a picture of the... Yeah, that's the back. They've got rid of the deck. Wait, did they? Yeah, they did. Back when I was here, there was actually like a big deck that came out here. Now they've replaced it with just a set of stairs for some reason. I don't know why they would have done that. Maybe it wasn't... I know my dad built it himself, so it might not have been put up that well. It might have started falling apart. That's possible. That's the reason why they would have removed it, but otherwise I can't see any reason why. Yeah, I'm sad there's not a floor plan or a picture of my room, because my room, if I remember correctly, would have been... You can't really tell from like how big it is next to this one, but I think my room would have been like... So this is the wall for that room, and that's the wall for that room. I reckon that was probably like if you measured out, maybe 4 meters wide, and I think like 6 meters long, which is stupid. It was a stupidly big room. I don't know why I got given the biggest room and not... I don't even think the master bedroom was bigger. I think that room was actually the biggest room in the house. But it was also a weirdly designed house. Like, all of the other rooms was like fairly small. I think it actually might have been the biggest room in the house. It was bigger than the actual lounge room itself. Obviously, with the wall we smashed out, that ended up being bigger. But before that happened, I think my room actually would have been the biggest one in the house, which is a weird way to structure a house like that. And it's because it was also in a weird spot as well, because it's like near the back door, which is not normally a spot where you put like the master bedroom. So it wasn't intended to be the master bedroom. It was just like a secondary bedroom that was bigger than other bedrooms for some reason. Maybe it was supposed to be the master bedroom. I don't know. We don't have a floor plan. But generally you don't see master bedrooms put towards the back door. That's not really a spot you see them at. But you can see how bad the paint job was done on this house. I believe that we would have done the paint. Yeah, we would have repainted the house. So you can see how it didn't get taped off properly. And you can see, we zoom on that? No, we can't zoom anymore. You can probably make out the windows didn't get taped off. And there's just there's paint on the windows, which obviously not the best.